John's today. Weather's not too bad. It doesn't feel humid, but it is humid.
58%.
Yeah, but we're low on temperature. So we're going to give it we'll see if we can sneak 2 coats of clear in. I got this much clear left out of my original quart. And this is all going to go on. And once this is gone, we're done painting. And I got this on today. Do you see that? Okay, go Brandon. I got a little. Oh, you gotta have the compressor on. You just got the valve turned off?
Yeah.
Or did it leak out?
Well, both.
I just got a little red touch up to do on the nose here. Yeah. I have a problem here. Let's go, Brandon. Yeah, they got them guys busted. That's it. I take it this is thinner, right?
Yeah, probably if it looks
It
weird.
looks like thinner.
Used then. I think that jar is straight thinner.
Yeah, junk thinner.
You flattened out pretty good, didn't you?
Not bad. Lots of rubbing.
Yeah.
I got one area, I'm gonna clear this today, but I got one area that I'm gonna probably have to repair. And you're gonna go, well, why didn't you repair it first? Because I wanna get the clear on it, it's right here. Keep turning. Right here,
Yeah.
separating. So I thought about cutting a hole out of it, stuck a piece of wood in there. Kind of all the way along that line there.
Is it actually cracked or did you?
Watch it.
Yeah. It's been a hard spot from CA too. I don't like doing those butt joints there with CA. I tend to do those with wood glue, but not always. I mean, I've done with CA more than once.
Feels a little more humid today than it did the other day.
Yeah, didn't take you long to sand through that clear, did it?
But you notice I stopped. I didn't get into the white and down to the wood.
Yeah, it's one more swipe or two and you've been there. You're using 3,000?
Yep. Yeah, I figured I'd repair this just like a real airplane, like a, you know, I don't know about up here. I think this will probably be okay. Just,
You're never gonna get rid of that line.
I don't care. I don't want, but I don't want it to separate in flight either.
Yeah.
And the tail come off.
I don't like that, but it might continue cracking.
Suppose I could put a piece of tissue on it or some carbon veil.
If I did anything, I'd probably put tissue on. I'd saturate that with real thin CA and sand it back down, and then tissue and build it back up and feather it out. And,
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, that's, make sure that you don't sand through that new layer of tissue that you put on there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a week's worth of work right there.
Yeah.
See, that's about 10 runs on that engine now.
Thank you, Yogi. Put it in the airplane, start flying.
Look good. Looks good right now.
Yeah, probably won't get another coat. I don't know. We'll see how much paint I got. I want to get all that paint on the airplane.
I put it on there since it's a cow, so the more clear you can get on the nose,
What the hell is with this thing?
the better.
Okay.
It did flatten out really nice. I'm surprised. No, I'm not really surprised, but
You know who's running the sandpaper?
like I said, not really surprised. I mean, you got to be careful. At least you know how to sand, because most people, you burn that a little bit right there.
Yeah, well. It'll be fine.
Easy to fix. It's hard, man. When you don't have any paint on it and you start even 3,000 grit sandpaper, you don't think it cuts very much, but putting paint on like this,
Yeah, people would believe how little paint is on that.
painting with no paint. I mean, a half an ounce or 3/4 of an ounce of clear and 2 coats, that's normally 1 ounce a coat.
Yeah. Well, this finish is normally 6 ounces, but this is 4.5.
Well, we left off paint. Painting without paint, no primer, less base coats, more sanding, tinted clear. I mean, there's a multitude of things.
I guess we need to wipe it.
Yes, sir. There's a big dip in it.
This can.
No, down on the floor.
Uh-oh, somebody's stealing my car.
Yeah, that robin out there guarding her nest. She probably died bombing your car out there or something.
Remember I told you about the bird making a nest on the neighbor's light? They knocked the nest down.
Did they?
Yeah.
And let the babies get born and fledge out and then go in there and knock it out, and then they won't come back. They're not hurting anything.
It ain't like you got pigeons.
No, they're either robins or they're little sparrows, and then just let them have their babies. And once they have their babies, knock a nest out of there, and then they'll be done.
Blue eggs.
Robins and robins lay blue eggs.
Little tiny blue eggs. Too windy to fly. Yeah, it's pretty windy out there. I don't know where you are.
It is here. Now, 6 o'clock tonight. It'll probably go. It's supposed to be nice all week.
Oh, shoot. I kind of spilled a bunch right here. Crap. Yeah, I got this wet here. Okay, let's do the other side of fuse.
Yeah. This did the fuselage, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll do the tissue deal. I can do that in the apartment, get it ready to go. Cleared open.
You're pushing it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I knew I was getting close.
Kind of get it dried off.
That overspray that I thought I got off, I didn't get all the way off. There's a little bit of paint there. It's already sealed into the clear, so it's gonna live there. Okay.
I gotta come back behind you and wipe that where you just put the brush on it.
It's dry. I've been dry toweling it. But you can dry towel it again.
Oh, I thought you still had that
No, the wet one's over there.
saturating one.
I just wiped it down. 12 and 5.
Okay.
Allen Center, good morning. This is a nice surprise. Good afternoon, Frederick. Okay, let's do the bottom. Well, if you look here, you can see the color of the wood in under there. Pre-flight status.
Yeah. Still got a little hint of pink.
Yeah, I decided this morning, I texted you early.
Yeah, but I got up and I was up from 1 o'clock until about 4:30, and then I got tired and hungry, and I went in and got a snack, and I sat down in my chair and proceeded to go to sleep again. And I didn't wake up again until I texted you back, and I had shit going on today, and I'm like, man, I fucking picked the wrong damn day. I just got done doing my stuff at 1:30.
That side's been dried.
Yeah.
You can do it again.
Yeah, we'll catch the little corners and stuff.
Oh, I stayed up late sanding.
Yeah, I figured you might do something like that. Get the hair up your butt.
I know that I also entered the Nats today.
Good. Well, that's done. I'm already entered in that.
Do you think the shine's really gonna come up on these two coats, huh?
I think it'll come up better. See, you leveled out. Every time you leveled out, you know this. Every time you leveled out and you spray another coat on, it gets glossier. And you'll see it immediately. You know, without any buffing, it'll be a lot glossier than what it was before. I mean, you know that, but for everybody else's sake, that flattening it really makes the next coat go on smoother and better and all that stuff, not to mention all the thinner that's in there, so it'll really flow out a lot better.
Yeah, there's a lot of thinner in the paint now.
Good afternoon, Alan. Nice surprise. Thank you.
This is this paint job is Stephen King's thinner.
It's in Virginia, so well, you might have a little warmer weather than we got here. It's not too warm, in the 60s. Let's see what it is.
Probably 70.
Might be 70. I didn't think it was supposed to get up to 70. Oh, a surprise, 75 it's saying. Of course, that's not what my thermometer in here is saying.
I kept the garage door closed to try to keep the humidity out.
I see it's saying 68 in here.
That's good.
So that's fine. 58% humidity, 68 degrees. Actually, we won't have any problems. Yeah, 58% humidity.
Well, you can't say that. Don't jinx it. You don't know whether we'll have any problems.
No, I don't want to jinx it.
Huh?
Don't want to jinx it. It definitely needs the extra coats on it. Look at those open bays. That's your tattletale because you can't sand hard on them.
And we'll make sure to get some on there. Nice thick flow coat.
This is a gutter spike.
Hey,
Hey, what?
Yeah. Probably come from up here. Yeah, I had some working out up there. I'm gonna
all right.
get some lag bolts and go around there and put lag bolts in them.
Well, they don't wanna do that
Huh?
now. Who knows when we'll have to have a new key. Here, put that.
That's your bag for damn, girl. 30 pounds of weed in there.
Yeah, I know, a lot of dirt came up with it.
6 and 6. Hello from Honolulu. Hey, airplane's looking good. Thank you, William. Not bad for a script job, refinish.
You gonna do about that?
Nothing. Jim, get away from it.
Well, you're shooting, I might go out there and put that in.
We need to run the compressor.
It's plugged in,
Okay, help me let this down.
it ain't running.
Sloppy wet out there.
One of them.
Okay, I'm locked into the spray booth. We'll be ready to go. So, I guess I better test the bottom first. Put a coat on the bottom, see if it blushes.
Yeah, don't start on the top or do the cow or something. Something small. There you go. Needs as many coats on as you can get anyway.
Yeah, what's that?
It needs as many coats on it as you can get anyway. Up around the engine.
Okay. Well, this is high retarder anyway, though, so. I think we got about 15% in it, and if you take away the thinner, probably more than that.
No retarder?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably 15% on it. A little bit more than what you should have.
I don't have any ink lines to melt off. It's a good heavy coat on there. Wait a minute, let's see what happens. I'll hit it one more time.
Yeah, that'll be the telltale if you're gonna put two coats on that. If it's gonna blush, it'll blush between two coats. I'm gonna have to look into that dew point stuff, because there's something to that. I know there is. It's not humidity, it's dew point. And then when that drops, it could, it could drop at 10 o'clock in the morning, it could drop at 5 o'clock at night. I mean, there's.
I don't know, I'm not a meteorologist, that's why I say it was only a guess.
I've always gone by humidity. In a certain area of humidity, it's nice and easy, and you can get gauges and everything real cheap, and you can tell what the humidity is pretty easily. And I just, anything over 35% humidity, I try not to shoot top coat clear. But We shot the other day and it was 67% humidity. I'm going, huh. But like you said, it was cold out. So
There's plenty of clear on that now.
plenty thinner. Plenty thinner.
Whatever.
One thing nice about having all that thinner is you get a really good mechanical,
Oh, yeah, it's stuck on there.
Chemical bond, that.
It's stuck on there.
Now, I think that we've been under thinning dope all along. When we say 50-50 and you got a half a quart of dope and a half a quart of thinner is 100%. That's not 50-50, but they call it 50-50.
Right.
That's 100% thinner.
Right.
So I think you could go 200% thinner right out of the gate.
Well, you don't want to do that on your first coat.
Well, no, you need a little thickness in there to fill, but that's just the solids in your clear. But still,
Hand me the spinner. Let's do the spinner.
it's so
the tape out there.
thick. No, tape's in the drawer
Tape's in the drawer,
for
huh?
the cabinet there. I think it's fixed in there.
Yeah.
Man, this thing getting beat up.
It gets ate up going on because of the nose ring. All right. Of course, I got the red. I could touch it up. Dan, if you're sitting in the chair, you better get out in the garage and start sanding
That's pretty funny. Well, that's where I'm at.
the chair.
Sitting in my easy chair.
Doesn't look like it's blushing, does it?
I can't tell from over here. Well, the blue is going to be your tattletale before the red, and then the red. And I don't necessarily see anything in there. So, and again, I've had stuff blush on small parts and not on small parts and blush on big parts.
Yeah, it's kind of a.
It's a trade-off deal. Don't know. If it does, we'll just have to deal with it.
Quiet. I think I'm good to go. I don't see nothing there.
There's no blushing on it. I can tell. Let me just back this a little bit.
That's a lot of thinner there to spray on it.
Yeah. Yeah, we got an airport, but we didn't never call them. There's a couple airports. There's one within 5 miles to here. And nothing right on that engine.
John's going out and back to run his PA 75. No matter what, I'm gonna spray all that clear on this airplane. And we'll see what it weighs. Because I'm way under my target finish weight. This is mostly thinner retarder. Bagging up really good. There, we're out of paint. Bagging up. Might only get one coat on it, not two. I'm just about out of paint. Remember what I said, when you're out of paint, you're done painting. Don't go back to the can. That'll kill you. I can hear him, I hear the weed eater out there. A little more humid today, I can tell, because it's It'll be fine. I'll apply this thing this weekend. Tell you what, when you're spraying thinner, it goes out of there quick. Of course, I'm doing windy coats too. Big time flow coats. Humid in here. I can feel it now.
So I just like to try to get it all wet where there's no, I don't see any overspray myself. That's my thing. Makes for less work, I think, in the long run.
Well, I don't have enough for another coat.
How much you got?
I got that much. Fill it back up with thinner.
That's almost 2 cups right there, isn't it?
No. 1.5, but it takes.
Well, I wouldn't put no more than a half a cup of thinner in it. Make it to wherever you get 2 cups, enough to do a whole coat.
Well, see, I took 2 cups per side.
Per side, really.
Yeah. It's spraying out of there because it's thinner.
Yeah, I know.
There's lots of thinner in that. You think I got 2 cups and then just go real quick?
I'd put about that much thinner in it and try to stretch 2 coats. You know, don't put it on there super wet like you did this one.
This is one windy coat.
Yeah, you can see it here in all these open bays. They're all really bagged out. Let that shrink back up. You should be able to get 2 cups and do a coat on the whole airplane with 2 cups.
Well, I want it to flow out real good, so I went slow, and I got a windy coat on there.
You know,
And I got some dope on it.
the last thing you want it to do is orange peel, which it shouldn't with all that thinner in there, but I mean, it'll get that sandy sort of texture to it. But
Not blushing.
no, it's definitely not blushing. See, I don't know if I'd be hitting this with 3,000.
What would you hit it with?
5. Just take my time to do the 5, so I'm not.
I got lots of dope on it here. Lots of thinner, whatever.
This side looks 100% better than what it did before.
So guys, get your guesses in on how much this paint added. 54 3/4 before the paint. What do you think? Is that enough on there?
Yeah. About as much as the other side.
If we bring it up to 55 ounces, I bet we'd hit it.
That much left. You're 40, 54, 5 or something.
54 3/4.
Yeah, you're at 55 anyway, probably.
$57 is the outside envelope. Can't go any higher than that, but I'd like to make it lighter.
Well,
Huh?
I still think that you're gonna have to finish that off.
The bad thing is, put it where?
Is Jen Lynch listening?
Put it where?
If you could stretch 2 coats out of what, or another coat out of what you got in that jar.
Well, I'll add some more thinner.
Whatever it takes to make a good 2 coats on a little bit, you know, don't go over that, I wouldn't think. What do you think?
It's already got more thinner than I've ever used. Let's see here. We got each mark is 2 ounces, right? It's not in ounces. Here we go on this side. Each mark is 4 ounces. There's probably enough in there to do 2 more. Or 2 more cups. But I don't think a cup will last the whole top, you know? I better add a little more thinner.
What's it gonna do? Like you say, you don't have panel lines to melt or anything like that. Hope. Dude, man.
We got some thinner in there now.
You're scary. You're scary.
We got thinner in there now.
That's 56 ounces.
Even if it came out 56.
If it came out 56 after all that, after the remainder of this,
Still lost weight. Because it was 57 and a half before we started. Okay, so here's the paint I got, the thinner that I have. I'm going to spray this on there.
54 and a half before the.
No, when it was orange, it was 57.
Oh, yeah, when it was orange.
So if it came out 56, finished here, I still lost an ounce. I would have liked to have it in the 54 ounce range, but okay, that's 1 cup. I guess.
Yeah, you'll get it. Just put it on like you did before. Keep an eye on it real close. Do the bottom first. I mean, you're sort of loading up paint pretty fast right now.
Dry though, isn't it?
Feels dry. Probably not on the open base where you really loaded it up. Let's see if the bag's gone. Bag's gone out of that one pretty much. Still getting a little bag here. For some reason, when you paint, I don't mean to be criticizing you, but you're right-handed. And so everything on the right side of your airplane gets painted a little bit heavier than the stuff on the left-hand side. And I think it's because you're right-handed. I do the same thing.
It's on purpose.
Well, maybe it is. I don't know how you paint a little bit different than the way I paint. So
That's so I have to use less wingtip weight.
well, however, whatever you're doing, you know, but I just noticed that when you paint sort of heavy on the right and lighter on the left. So whatever the reason for that is.
It's better than heavy on the top and light on the bottom, which I used to do.
When I paint my airplane, the first thing I do is I go around the airplane and I hit all the edges.
Yeah.
Every one of them. Zip, 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 and I get them really good. Any edge. And then I come back through and I pick a thing, whether it's the fuselage or the stab or whatever, and I do all the stab or all the fuselage or whatever, and then I do the wing last. I always do the wing last.
Okay, here we go.
I just put it on normal, you know, just make sure you don't run with all that thinner in it.
How can it possibly run with all the thinner in it? There's nothing to run.
No, it's like water. Yeah. trying it again.
We got some thinner in this now. Sure lays down nice with all this thinner in it. Should be able, with all that thinner in it, I should be able to skate by and get it all this paint down here. Because what happens is when you stop painting, like I just did a coat there, and you wait a couple of minutes or whatever, you don't get a flow coat. It kind of oversprays between spots, but with all that thinner in there, it should melt right on there. Because it's basically shooting about 100% thinner on this. Out of paint. Out of paint. Somebody trying to call me. Of course, every time I'm busy. It was Charles. Okay, we got 2 cups left. Let me give him a call back to see what the hell's up.
Hey Spark, thanks for calling me back.
What's up?
I'm at a paint store and I was trying to have it match this color. And he was like, give me some toner, but he was telling me that it won't work with enamel. And I said, well, what I have is puree dope. I don't know what kind of paint puree dope is.
Lacquer.
Okay, thank you, Spark. I answered it.
All right, I'm painting right now. Talk to you later.
All right, perfect. Bye-bye. paint store, I just got a question. What kind of paint is
Lacquer won't work with enamel, so we don't care. I can hear the weed eater out back there. Just buy the damn toner. Shit. Let me tell you what I found in life. When you go to the auto parts store, I say, well, I need this, and they say, year, make, and model. It doesn't matter. This is what I need. Give it to me. You can go to the store and say, I need an 1157 bulb, and they'll say, let year, make, and model. What the hell is the difference does it make? I need an 1157 bulb. Because 90% of people behind the counter have no clue what you're talking about.
You mean the standard size bulb we used in everything back in the day?
1156 single filament, 57 dual filament,
Yeah.
57A for amber. Give me a break.
Well, that's really laying down now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's laying down all right.
How much have you used? Is that, you still got two more? Have you done the whole airplane? Yeah, I put the rest of that on it. You got it saturated now. Look at the wrinkles in that.
Charles called me up. He said he's at the paint store, and he's buying some pigment. And the guy at the store says it won't work in enamel. And Charles says, we're using dope. And so he asked me, what kind of paint is dope? I said, lacquer. Just buy the damn stuff and forget it. Because they wouldn't say it would work anyway.
No, they'll never say it'll work.
No.
You gotta make sure they leave out the binder or something. There's something you gotta leave out of that. Then I can't remember what it is.
We're using clear dope as the binder.
Yeah.
All we want is the ground color,
Yeah.
the pigment.
And it'll cost about 3 times as much because you only get about a quarter of a can for the price of a full can.
Yeah, you don't get shit,
No,
but it doesn't matter.
you're only using a little bit of it, and your clear, you take your clear, you put enough of that in there to get the color you want, and then add thinner. More thinner. Tip that thinner again.
Yep, this airplane is Stephen King's thinner. Yeah, I'll do one more coat if I got it.
Well, let this dry for a little bit. Give it 15 minutes or something.
As soon as it unbags.
It hasn't started to yet.
We'll have an exceptional bond.
Yeah, good times. Hopefully it won't chicken talk.
Why would it do that?
Well, I don't know. Why did it do it before?
There's something on the paper. I know that's what it is. It has to be.
I tend to say, yeah, it was in the paper, but we never did prove that completely because you couldn't tell.
But I haven't had it on any other airplane. However, my Tucker Special has that stuff on it, so if it's chicken pox,
You'll know for sure then, probably.
yeah.
The only other thing I could think of, I mean, it didn't look like that, but if you'd gotten some of that vape oil on your hands or something, was handling it and didn't realize it, and everywhere you touched your fingerprints at, it left a little spot.
You see that?
Mm-hmm.
That's good enough.
Mm-hmm.
If they're looking at it like that, they'll way too damn close.
You could get it better if you just masked that off and airbrushed the light
Yeah.
whatever.
Is that gonna gain me a point? No, that's good enough.
No, it's just gonna be something where you don't see it. You turn it over to start it, you look right at it. Yeah, that's right.
That don't bother me. You'll be fine. This is a little better than a utility paint job.
Like a little spot up there, still there.
Yeah, but it won't be after I rub it.
Makes you wonder what that is.
Booger.
Yeah, it's a booger that's in there. It's being a bastard to get out.
It's a boogie. But I think I'm gonna have enough paint on it to do a nice rub out on it.
Well, you don't have your normal amount of clear on it. Put on a little bit different, but it's the same amount of clear actually. Well, maybe a little bit less. Still, putting it on with all that thinner in it and all that stuff, you still gotta be, you know it, but you still gotta be careful sanding it.
Oh, yeah.
It's no time to be using 320 grit sandpaper.
Using 336 grit on it. See how many swipes it takes?
Not even 1,000 grit, because 1,000 grit, man, you'll burn through that stuff.
I did use 1,000 grit with some spots on this.
Yeah, but you did. Tick, 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 tick.
I used 1,000 grit on that spot right there
Yeah, where the red.
where the red hair was.
Yeah.
That bothered me.
But you're just wiping and taking a wipe and looking at it, taking a wipe and looking at it, and as soon as it disappears, you quit.
That bothered me, that red hair.
Oh yeah, that's an irritating thing. That one spot that I got on the top wing was like right in here. Drives me crazy. I don't know if I'll ever get that out of it. One of the reasons why I was going to do stripes on it, and pin stripes, was I could swipe over that and hide it.
Come out pretty good for a strip job, and it's not perfect, but
See this right here, right in here on both sides. You see them little lines, like they'll come out of there when you buff it, but
but you know what's nice about this one right here? The muffler hides it.
yeah, well, it's not the same on the other side. Dude. Now that's just all where all that tissue paper overlapped and stuff.
Yeah, there's a couple right there, but I'll block it out. There's gonna be, I'm just getting it ready to fly right now, because the minute I get it home tonight, I'm gonna glue the flaps on it and be ready to go. And then I'll start buffing and touching some of the spots up, getting it ready for service. But at least with this dope on it here now, it's ready to go. So
Oh, yeah, you can buff anytime.
because I ain't letting Scott beat me this year.
Gotta get out, fly.
Yeah. Next Saturday we'll be flying. Put that motor in that you got running there, put it in your airplane, let's go. Which one are you gonna put that one in?
I'm gonna put that one in the Liberty, but I've got a 75 in that other one, in the Sunoco airplane.
Does it run okay?
I haven't run it that much. I had the wrong pipe on it to begin with.
You gotta get out and play with it.
So I've changed the pipe and I haven't flown it since I changed the pipe, so we gotta take it out, fly it, just like Liberty. I gotta do this to it, exact same thing. Flatten it, come out here and shoot my clear on it. I got more clear to go on mine than you got on this one, than you had on this one. This is my clear jar. This is the clear that I have on it right now.
But we had about the same when we started.
And so that's what I got left. And believe me, that's the same amount that what you got in yours, that's 60% thinner.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
My airplane's still gonna be heavier, but I had heavier wood and all that crap.
This airplane was exceptional because I had exceptional wood.
I'm gonna be at 64 or 65 ounces or somewhere around in there.
Yeah, but you got 5 ounces more engine, more hardware.
Yeah, I got 75 in a pipe and more fuel and heavier wood and.
Randy will argue with you all day long about the weight penalty of a 75. But the weight penalty of a 75 is not 1 ounce, it's 5. Extra weight of the motor, 1 ounce. Extra weight of the pipe, 2 ounces. Header, 1 ounce. Plus the fuel, you got 2 ounces extra fuel, probably more than 5 ounces. And it's all right in the nose.
Yeah. You gotta trade something off in there a little bit because the pipe and the muffler, so you're gonna have a muffler or something, whether it be a pipe or a muffler. At least the pipe drags it back in here, over the
makes
CG.
it more tail heavy.
Well, it drags it over the CG, your CG right here, most of the pipes sort of bounced on the CG. So that's sort of a trade-off with a muffler. And the fuel load, you definitely got more weight in the fuel load. You got more weight in the fuel tank because you got a bigger tank, more fuel. So you got that. You got 1 ounce ever. So I'm not going to say 5 ounces, but I'm going to say at least 3.
How about the prop? The props are 2 ounces.
Well, you can get around that. I mean, you could put a 15-inch T-blade prop on it or a 16-inch T-blade wood prop on it and cure that problem. Those carbon props are nice. They don't flex and all that stuff, but they are heavy.
Yep.
They could probably use another 50% more toe in them than what they got. But that's money. When you start or you make them like the Russians were, where there's hollow or styrofoam on the inside of them and then just carbon on the outside, I don't know if they'll take the beating of the. They can be made light, I know that, or lighter. That was just the way they started making them and they never changed anything. Typical stuff mentality. We got something, we got it to working, let's not do anything. Let's don't go any further with it.
Well, it's still bagged up in some spots yet.
Ain't flushing, that's a good deal.
Think I got enough for one more coat over the whole thing?
Yeah.
That'd be 3 coats today. Actually,
Do the do the top first. Is Jim with Jim? You listening?
I got enough. The first coat on here was a windy coat. I mean, it was on there pretty thick.
Oh yeah, that tissue paper was bagging out big time.
Got a good wet coat, the first coat.
See, that's what I'm looking at. Like now, now you're seeing the shine on this where you sort of had that fuzzy look to it before.
Yeah.
And now you're getting some clear on it where it doesn't have that. This has definitely got it on there. It's definitely good.
Yeah, we'll get one more coat on it. Let's see what the boys have to say. How many watchers we got? We only got 7 watchers.
It's Monday.
I say 56. Nope. 55. All that paint don't weigh nothing because it's mostly thinner.
I gotta come out here. Get some fresh air. You ought to come out of here, out of there for a bit. Be half goofy.
I like the smell.
Well, after a while, you quit smelling it. You could go down there and stand by that buffer wheel down there on this muffler a little bit.
And that's the muffler I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run the one out of my tucker. I'm gonna take the engine out of the tucker and put it in this, and put this engine in the tucker. Don't open it up all the way and let the humidity.
I'm just gonna let it flow some of this out there.
We skated by with no humidity. Don't want to change the equation.
No, I don't think we're gonna hurt there. Been sticking about the same.
I bet if I could get it off the stand real quick, set it in the sun, it would dry right out.
See, you force dry a lot of things. I don't ever force dry.
It'd dry right out in the sun.
Now, once it's basically dry and let it ride around in the car and 2 or 3 days in 90-degree heat, now that's a whole nother ballgame. That's getting that deep dry done. You put this many coats of dope on them in a day, 3 coats of dope on them in a day, and it's gonna take a month to.
Nah. Friday night it'll be gassed off.
It'll be cast off. That doesn't mean it's dry.
I'll be sanding it tonight.
You'll be irritating the paint job.
Yeah.
And you know what happens when you sand these things too soon, then they just dull right back up again. A year. Yeah, it never stops drying.
I must have a lot of paint on this. Look how baggy that is still. Of course, it ain't really paint, it's thinner.
It's got dope in it. It's how much is questionable. Well, it wouldn't be coming up on a shine like that if it didn't have some dope in it. You know what I mean? It just wouldn't do it.
Don't worry about it. will be the first airplane I've had in a long time with no panel lines on it.
Well, what are you going for? You know?
Wait. Wait. I looked at Billy's Geo XL. They ain't got no panel lines on it.
Gotta leave off some things.
I mean, panel lines wouldn't weigh nothing, but ain't gonna gain
I
nothing
know
on
that
it.
they can make or break you if you mess them up. They can cost you a point.
Yep.
This definitely isn't 100% you.
Ain't got enough shit on it.
Yeah, I know, that's what I mean. It's definitely not 100% you. Although it's got your trademarks, it's got enough trademark stuff on there that it's recognizable as yours.
It's gonna be just a minute or two more before this wing dries out. Yeah, I guess I'm glad I put that extra dope on there.
I think it needed it. Personally, I think you're making a disservice to it by not putting it on there.
Well, we won't know until we get it off here and on the scale to see what it weighs, whether it was worth it.
Well, you don't think you're gonna sand and buff up an ounce of weight off of it?
No. You might, when you sand it, you might get a gram or two off of it, but you ain't sanding no ounce or two off of it, unless it's urethane and you sand it off all the way to the paint.
Yeah.
Let's see, we've been on 1 hour and 18 minutes. Now 8 watchers. Now 4 watchers. 10 thumbs up. So we're gonna start painting here in a second again, guys. As soon as this thing unbags, we'll load her up. Pretty close. Pretty close.
Wouldn't show me it.
What?
I was trying to see this video of a full production process of a giant crankshaft. Be in awe of this amazing performance machine. It's a crankshaft, looks to be about 30 foot long, and the journals are about 3 foot in diameter for the piston rods.
Pretty good size.
Yeah, it's huge. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 cylinder. Unless there's another crankshaft that bolts on the end of it, which it could be if it was in a ship or something. I worked at this engine manufacturing company that made ship engines. And believe you me, you would be surprised at how much top secret stuff is involved in that. You think a ship engine, why all the secrecy? Well, they're so huge, those things are pushing pistons up and down that are 5 foot across and 6 or 7 foot tall. These engines are 6 stories tall, you know, there's 3 stories down in the ground and 3 or 4 stories above the ground and just huge, but there's all sorts of secret shit about them. But see, they can take that motor and it may have 16 cylinders in it and they can just literally shut off the cylinder and it won't even turn. And they can go in there and work on that and the engine's still sitting there running. It's really weird.
I'm happy with this so far. It's, can't feel the checks.
You'll be happy with it when you get stuff on it.
Can't feel the checks, so I sanded them good enough.
I'll tell you where I always have problems, where I get the most is those little teeny pin lines. They're the ones that'll, cause they build up so easy.
Still loose up on the top here. I guess I put too much paint on it. I loaded it up too much.
Well, it ain't your thing anyway.
What?
It ain't your thing anyway.
No, it'd be 16-ounce paint job with your thing. I'm gonna go down and get a soda. I'll be right back, guys. Hang on. Well. I'm ready to start spraying. No, it's still a little loose.
Let it shrink up. Elon Musk says, if I die under mysterious circumstances, it's been nice knowing you.
I guess he blew up a Russian satellite.
Well, he's pissed off a few people. You don't get where he's at without it.
Well, I wonder if Jim Lynch is watching. He wouldn't expect me to be on today.
Well, that's a weekday. I know what the guys do all their, like we went to the grocery store this morning and I came back and I cut and edged the grass and all that stuff, got all that done. I wanna have to do that on a Tuesday if I can go out to the field.
Yeah, it could be flying this tomorrow night.
I normally do all my doctor's appointments on Mondays. Early in the morning, try to get them out of the way if I can. Sometimes I can't, but
If it's a nice night tomorrow, and I got it back together, we'll be flying this tomorrow night. Put a test flight in.
anytime after by about 6 o'clock, the wind will start calming down, but anything before that, you can sort of have what we got right now, basically. Me and Barb was sitting out on the porch the other day, man, it was windier than the shit, and the trees were blowing all over the place, and we went inside and watched TV for a little while, and we came back outside, and it turned like 6:30, 6:15, 6:30, and Barb says, typical Dayton. I said, there ain't a lick of wind out there right now, is there? I said, no, just a little breeze. So typical, she said, like typical for Dayton, you know, don't go out until after 6.
Well, if we're gonna go, you and I are gonna go, let's go to the other circle where the other guys aren't.
No, it's fine, because then you don't have to dig around and wait.
Flip, 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 yeah, crash.
I need to start an exercise program in the wintertime, because come spring, man, I'm so out of shape. A little exercise program in the wintertime would be good to keep going. You won't have a downtime.
I don't need no exercise, I got work.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I thought I didn't need exercise either until I did that heart thing, and they worked me more than I thought I'd ever worked at work.
Almost ready to start painting again. Get another coat on it. Get the rest of that clear on there, and that'll be the end of that. Keep praying for me that I come out at 55 and not 56. I could live with 55 and a half.
I didn't think you were gonna be 57, whatever, way before, but,
You thought it was gonna be more.
well, yeah. They normally are. I haven't seen too many finished jobs yet that they came out lighter.
Well, one of the contributing factors to the weight was them wheels and pants.
Yeah, that helps. Well, to get you where you're at right now.
Them wheel pants look cool, but I'm not gonna ever do them again. Now I found out how much they weigh.
Well, there's another way to do it that's lighter than what you did. I think you're overbuilding it.
Well, if you're flying at Brodax, you gotta overbuild them, or else they'll rip them off in the grass.
Well, they told me that I'd rip my wheel pants off too out there, but yet I took off and landed in that grass with wheel pants on it, and I wasn't on the expert circle with a takeoff strip, so.
I don't use it. I definitely don't want to land on that takeoff strip.
No, you'll just bounce and land in the grass, but they keep it mowed good enough that I don't think you have too much of a problem with, leg covers, landing gear doors. I mean, I'm not saying put them on there with just balsa wood, but if you put them on there, if you solder a little piece of copper or something in there, or brass, it doesn't have to be very much. Put a couple little pieces in there to keep it from twisting on the wire, and then.
I've got a question. What kind of paint is Burate? I'm at a paint store and it's one off is enamel. And I don't know what kind of paint Burate paint is. Thank you.
See, that's not really his fault. Them guys at the paint store should know that butyrate is not enamel.
They don't know that, Robert, I'm gonna tell you that right now. They have no idea what we're painting with. See, they're all base coat, clear coat guys now. That's all they know is base coat, clear coat. Or water base. Water base sounds sort of interesting, but
Just get this stuff and experiment with it.
I mean, the thing about water though, when you put it on there, it raises the grain. But then again, using this much thinner can do that too.
What's that?
Using this much thinner can do that too.
Well, using the amount of thinner I'm using is a whole lot better than Wendy decanting the paint. When you decant it, you're taking the binder out, so you're shooting thinner and pigment. You're not using.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you're taking the clear that came from the factory out of it,
Yeah, the binder.
which is just cleared out. All it is.
Okay, it shrunk up enough here. Yeah, maybe this side here. I don't know why this top outboard side is a little more baggy than everything else.
Put more on
Yeah. I know. Get one of these. Get one of these. Believe it or not, that worked.
What's that?
Fanning this, you can see it shrinking.
Really?
Yeah. Got all day to wait on this stuff. Let's go. Let's go, Brandon! Yay! See, I got my Let's Go Brandon shirt on. I'm gonna stop at Walmart on the way home too. See what they have to say about that.
They refuse to serve you?
Yeah.
You can get that Tractor Supply up there by your house.
I won't do that today.
See if they got a bug sprayer. I gotta either go all the way up there or I gotta go all the way to Xenia. And Xenia's farther than going up there. A lot closer to you.
I don't need it right now, so we'll get it. Almost. I'll just have to lay off that side a little bit. If I had a heat gun here, I'd just blow some heat over it. It'd be dry.
Yeah. So I don't like doing it. I'm afraid of drying one spot more than another and creating work or something.
It don't hurt nothing. I got plenty of clear on this wing, that's for sure. That's why it bagged up so bad and didn't want to. I mean, I'll hit it again, but Sure make the pinholes stand out.
Yeah.
This outboard top sure has lots of pinholes in it.
Having the same problem I had with mine. That's that burlap paper. I don't remember ever having that problem when I was using K&S and SIG.
Yeah.
I wish we knew where they got their paper at, especially K&S, because it was always, I always liked it better than SIG.
Okay, this is the end of the clear. There's 2 more cups in this, I think. We'll give it dusting on the bottom. Yeah, get a dusting all over, really. Yep, 2 more cups, that's it. That's the end of the paint. That means we're done painting. Here we go. Fingers crossed that it don't blush. Usually that's what happens. On the last coat it'll blush.
Yeah.
Well, it laid down nice on this coat.
You like pouring water on it.
What's that?
You like pouring water on it.
Seems that the paint is going farther now.
I noticed the fuel mileage on that 75 out on the test stand is going up. It's increasing. Been putting 2.5 ounces in there at a time. Heat back on it.
Well, that killed that. Let's see if we got enough for another cup. Okay, come look at this and see if I missed any spots. I don't think I did, but I only got maybe an ounce of paint left. I guess it'll go all on the nose. I got that much paint left. Well, there's a little bit left in this can. Yeah, good. Pete.
Did you do the bottom first?
Yep. I'm gonna use it all.
You probably got a little more on the top than you do on the bottom.
That's fine. I got 1 pot of paint left.
1 cup.
1 cup. And we are out. So
I would definitely do the nose and leaving the edges of the main wing. Since you're running a side muffler. You can always use extra coats there. Anywhere that fuel will be blown out and running. Just doesn't make it any more fuel proof. It just makes it so where you
got some more.
you can rub that many more layers off of it before you get down to the bare thing.
Up to there.
You're super bagged out on the top of the wing. You could put a little more on the bottom.
Should be bagged out now.
to do this bottom, cause all that fuel tends to run down and sit on the bottom of the fuselage. And this open bay on this half, and then, you know, I don't know what to tell you. Use it wherever you wanna use it at.
I got enough to do this.
And those are just areas that I put extra coats on, so it's just, wherever the fuel sits at.
Stretching out pretty good. I'm surprised we got by with no blush so far. Got plenty of extra paint
Maybe
right here.
hit that cowl again or something.
No, I'm not gonna do
Not
that.
gonna do that.
It's done. If I was gonna do anything in that cowl, it would be that 2K stuff. I don't think it needs it. Man, that line bothers me. It'll get fixed. I think that's it. But I got just that much.
Pray the leading edge of stab. You don't have to use it. You don't have to put it in
Yeah. I paid for it, I'm gonna use it.
there. You don't have that much on there anyway, so.
At the end of that, 1 quart of dope is now on the airplane.
Anymore.
What?
I really doubt if they hadn't flushed by now, it's not gonna flush. You need to break out the 3000 and get sanding. I got more, I gotta get a fuel tank.
Gonna use a pump tank?
I don't know. Might be a metal clunk tank. I can't find a Flexi 8-ouncer, and I don't know that that's
I got one.
gonna work right in it. I haven't had the best track records with the plastic tanks.
I'll set it up for you. See, I think I got one. I know I got 6. I know you need an 8.
I looked down there at the hobby shop the other day, they don't have anything. I want all center, no wedge.
Yeah, that's a weird tank. They just don't they don't sell them.
I don't know why. Probably because they all got a hatch sitting there, everybody works through a damn hatch or something, I don't know. But they don't like them Flexi tanks for some reason either. they're lighter than the hard tanks, the hard
Yeah,
plastic.
but RC
tanks.
guys don't care about weight. That's 17 pounds, no big deal.
Yeah, we gotta make it bulletproof.
Okay, so
I don't know if I relieved the motor mounts on this airplane or not. You know, for plastic tank.
it doesn't matter. You just turn that screw neck down there.
Yeah, I understand that, but it should be cut out just for the simple fact that I'm using an 1.25 inch thick metal tank.
I gotta fix this here too. I don't know if you saw this dent that came from my.
Yeah, I keep looking at that back there. I've been wondering why you let that keep getting by on you.
Because of my ceiling when I hang it on the wall. I'll sand it off and dust it. Very good.
That's it. That's it, man. That's all she wrote.
You're done painting. Should polish out nice. Lots of thinner on it. 7 watchers.
I'm a firm believer in that. It only takes a half an hour, maybe an hour, with 3,000 grit paper to go over this whole airplane. You know, and just take the boogers off of it. And it's amazing how slicker the next coat of paint will go on. If you do that every time, just, you know, spend that hour, just rub it down with some super fine paper, and it just gets flatter and flatter and flatter. And some guys will go in there and they'll go, okay, well, I'm gonna put all 4 of my top coats on in one flail sweep, boom, 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 and then we're gonna sand out all those imperfections. It takes so much less time and so much less elbow grease to sand in between the coats than it does to put them all on there and then trying to sand everything out of it.
This came out good. Get it off the stand out in the sun.
When you can handle it.
Huh?
When you can handle it. Pretty green.
Pretty green still. I had a fingerprint right here.
You testing it? Yeah, you gotta watch it. Of course, you can sand and butt that out of it, but you don't want it front and center.
Right there.
In the middle of the canopy or something, you know. I touched it there to check the paint. No. Touch it on the bottom side of the wing on the wingtip or something. You know, or on the fuselage on the bottom. I gotta make a spinner. I gotta make and plumb the tank. I don't even have my fill vent hole in that fuselage yet.
Just start drilling.
I was gonna wait till all clear and everything got on before I even drilled the hole.
Yeah.
You know, why have it in the way? You know, I'll be real careful and I'll take a piece of brass tubing and smoothie a hole through it.
Yeah. Yeah, stop by AutoZone on the way back to get me some stuff. Some blue paper towels. Them regular Scott towels like we use, them are shit for rubbing.
Yeah, you were rubbing the hell out of it with paper towels in one of your videos, and I'm sitting here saying to myself, You know he's sanding with 3,000 grit sandpaper right now. Yeah, because he's got that paper down there. And the shines, he says, man, the shine's coming up. Oh yeah, he's sanding right now with a paper towel.
Them paper towels are crap.
Yeah, they're not, they're different. They got hard spots in them. That's why I say that's like sandpaper, you know, it's got little.
And them blue paper towels are the best I've ever used for rubbing paint out. You look right here, watch the wing. See the wrinkles? Pretty loose.
Won't get your strength there until that all gas is off.
Yeah.
Shrinks up. It's still bagged out. I mean, it's got a lot of wet paint, a lot of thinner on
But
it.
I want to get it in the sun. Can't touch it yet though.
See, now's the time just to, this is me. Now's the time where I just let this thing sit for a day.
Yeah. I do that home too, but I'm not home. It's gotta go back home with me.
Well, I understand that, but I won't touch it for a day. I won't, after I spray 3 coats on, like especially 3 coats, I won't hit it with a piece of sandpaper. That's me. You know, you work a little bit different than I do, so.
I'll tell you what, if you ever spray urethane and wait a day, you're done, you just killed yourself.
You'll kill yourself, yeah, on that stuff.
You gotta spray it, and the minute you can touch it, start sanding.
Yeah, I've been there on that stuff. It just gets harder and harder and harder. And in 2 days' time, you won't touch it. It's just there. Whatever's there is there.
It's laid down pretty flat, don't you think?
With all that thinner, you had nothing else to do. That gun, for some reason, that one particular gun, and that's why I chose it for the clear, is because I always take my guns, when I bought them, the first thing I shot through them was clear. And I adjusted them and tried to see how the clear came out of them. And I took the best one, the one that I felt was putting it down the best, atomizing the paint the best. That's one I dictated for my clear. And then the rest for color. So
I had a low spot here,
yeah,
and I was worried, but you can hardly tell the way it is now.
once you got all the different colors,
Yeah, your eye goes right away from it.
that's where that finger, Jerry put his finger through it.
No,
Isn't that all this area right here?
I'm talking about right here. He did it right here. It had a big gaping hole in the leading edge. This is not the strongest of wood.
Right, yeah. For what this airplane's been through, I mean, I'm really tickled that it came out the way it did.
It's almost there that I can take it off and set it out in the sun. Real gentle with it. No, there's still,
Yeah, this is like, you can hear it. You pick your finger up off of it.
this side's drier than that side.
I just leave it sit there for 10 minutes or something. Be good to go.
We'll come out here. Let's pick up this paint booth.
Pulled it right off of there.
Gotta be careful with that.
Well, if it's gone now, I just broke it.
Here.
Oh, it's just sticking on that knob.
Yeah. Pull that in a little more. There we go. Oh, shoot. I got it on backwards here. There's my two muffler bolts. That should be another wheel collar here. There it is.
Can't go too far.
Want to bet?
I used to have a wrench like that.
What happened?
Ex-wife, kids threw it away, put it out in the front yard for all the neighborhood kids to come and get. It was about wore out because my dad had it for many years before I got it.
Let's see, we got any chatters? Nope. Jeff and Annie says 56 ounces. I bet it's not. We'll know here in a bit, though.
Still pretty green. Still pretty green.
Well, what I'm going to do here, as soon as I can touch it, I'm going to take it off that stand and set it in the sun for a minute. Then we can put it on this pad and put the motor back in it and get it weighed.
Stinky stuff done, Mark, for today. Yeah, sody.
UV light would, you know, if it was in the sun, it would dry in 10 minutes. You guys check back tonight. As soon as I get back, I'm going to start putting it together and bench trimming it. So that on the outside possibility, fly tomorrow.
Yeah.
When I leave, you need to go down there and put your airplane together.
Sitting right outside the door there.
Yeah.
The Liberty.
thought it was inside.
Yes, I can tuck it there.
Yeah. But it ain't together.
No, it ain't together. Don't have to clear on this guy, it's, mine's to the stage, this one was before today.
Yeah.
So it still needs to get whatever you did to this one on it, yeah.
Danny, if you're sitting in that chair, get out in the garage. I think I could probably get it. Yep.
Go ahead and put the wheels on it right now. Put everything on there that you can put on it, which is just the wheels. I'm gonna say, just in case you wanna set it down real quick, you got something.
I'm gonna set it outside in the sunlight. On the ride home last week, I heard something in the back go crash, quick. Oh God, I was thinking, shit. I just killed the airplane in the ride. I don't know what it was. Some piece of trash back
Man,
there.
you got so much stuff in that truck. Hard to say. Definitely got your work cut out for you right now. Might feel for you, because I'll be there shortly. Break out the Windex in the 3000. I really think that Windex helps tremendously.
Yep.
In fact, I was sort of thinking that 3000 was trying to load up on me a little bit the other day when you were sanding with that. I guess it didn't. You said something. This dope really, it dries faster than what you think it does. As far as, you know, being able to sand it without it blowing the paper out.
Yep.
Unless it's the quality of the paper that we're using.
And that helps too. Go ahead and take these out. I'm gonna walk it out to the sun.
Let me get one of them out of there before you even start picking that one up. Really stay there.
Oh, yeah.
One more.
And we'll set it in the sun. Turn that camera around.
See nothing but
The mower. See nothing but the mower. But a few minutes in the sun here. I don't know, that spot on top of the nose, I might have to sand that back out and shoot it with blue and hit it with some clear again.
It's, you know, it was shiny before,
Yeah.
and now it's dull. I don't know what it is. Almost looked like it hit it with the hose or something when you're painting, but
It's a booger. It's gotta be a boogie.
I mean, you can buff on it, see if it comes out when you buff it. I don't think so. I don't think it's done
I can do all that at a later time, though. It's not a pressing thing.
that. You get sort of an idea how it's going to look like buffed out right now. It's twice as shiny right there than it is sitting back there in that artificial light.
It's ready to fly, so.
There's guys that wait 30 days before they fly their airplane.
Yeah, 30 minutes or 30 seconds, whatever comes through.
You gotta watch out, just don't get no raw fuel on it.
Should be okay. Yeah, it looks good enough. What?
I'm telling you, getting too close.
I'll get them babies.
She'll go over there on the top roof of that garage next door and sit up there and squeak at you.
Peep, 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 peep. Peep, 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 peep.
You're too close to my nest. You think she'd get, when they used to build it over by the front porch, they got used to us and they wouldn't pester us, but.
Peep, 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 peep.
Hope she doesn't come over and poop on it or something.
Maybe a bomber.
You know how that stuff is. That's like paint stripper.
'Been in the shop, didn't know you were on. Yeah, I didn't know I was gonna come on either today, but we got the clear on there. The rest of my can, we're gonna see how much that added. There's 1 quart of clear dope on that total now. 50% on the substrate. What are you doing? We're gonna need that to put it together. 50% on the substrate and 50% on the top coat. We'll put it together and see what it weighs here in a second. I'll take it home and start rubbing it. Sanding and rubbing. Came out pretty good. Not too shabby considering what it was.
Who was out working in the shop?
Can't turn it upside down outside to get the bottom, but I think the bottom will be fine.
No bags in it.
No. Still don't want to grab it hard though.
No.
Okay. Put it together, take it.
100 times.
Okay. Get your guess on the weight in now.
Did you see that horse race the other day? That was 40 to 1 odds. He got in at the horse that won got in at the last minute. By somebody got disqualified or whatever, or pulled out of the race. And he barely made it into the horse race. And ended up winning the doggone thing at 40 to 1 odds.
The end of the season, they need the money to move the horses.
All that stuff, it doesn't matter what it is, whether it's T-ball for little grade school kids or high school ball or whatever, it's all about gambling. It's all about gambling.
Well, I don't know if I ever told you this. I remember the Southern California Horse Racing Board. We did standard bred horses. I was an exercise boy. And come the end of the season, when the owners got to move their horse and they don't have the money, the fix is in.
Oh yeah.
They put nitroglycerin in the horse.
Yeah.
And it causes their heart to pump faster. And by the time they get around to the spit box, they make the horse pee in the cup. It's all gone.
Yeah, they're blowing blood out of their lungs. Yeah, it's they really abuse them horses pretty bad. It's all about breeding too. You know, the race is one thing, but if you can win the race, then you make big money on breeder fees.
J.R. Silverheels, you know who that is?
No, my aunts and uncles and some of my relatives on my dad's side of the family were big into sulky racing, quarter horses and sulky racing.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what I worked on.
And they were big time into that stuff. I never got into it at all. I lived too far away. I probably would have gotten into it if I lived closer, but.
J.R. Silverheels was the guy I worked for. That was Tonto of the Long Range.
Oh, okay, yeah. I thought that sounded familiar. I was trying, my mind wasn't working there.
We had a horse called Mi Marzo Amigo. This thing was huge, man. The shoulders, it was huge. Like a
So I can see where you make a good trainer. You're built like a jockey, you know, you're a small
I was
guy
lighter
and-
then, too.
Oh, yeah. They want somebody that's 5 foot tall and 120 pounds sitting up.
120. Shit, them guys don't weigh 105.
You can really tell when you pick a look on that. You can really feel the look. The difference in weight. Especially between my 10-year-old airplane and this airplane, because that one was 74 ounces. You know, you get used to that, but you don't get used to it. You get used to it in the fact that, yeah, okay, you learn how to fly a heavy airplane, but it yanks you around and it really takes some fun out of it because it's a workout to fly the thing. That's one thing nice about a lighter airplane, or you got a little nobler, you go up there and you throw up, it weighs 40 ounces or less, 37 ounces, and you go fly that little nobler, it's like, after flying a 74 ounce airplane, it's like you've got a half A on the end of the line. Man, this thing's going to really pull too. Pulling that way too early and everything else, because you're allowing for that sag in the turns where you start to turn 10 feet before you get to it.
That's what I like about this airplane. I can fly it like those old airplanes.
Yeah, it's close, but it'll never be the same.
You need to fly this plane. You fly this plane, you'll never build a 60-ounce airplane. Yeah. Or at least try.
Yeah, well, I never tried to before, but it was just, I don't know. I never went out of my way really looking for super light wood. I really didn't. I ordered it and I tried to get light wood and I didn't have a name.
Oh, crap.
You know what I mean? I didn't have a name, so I didn't get.
Can't get the bolt in. Shit.
That sucks.
We'll try to sneak it in there. Gotta have all the parts on it to weigh it.
Need to start making these cows where you bring this back another quarter of an inch.
Yeah. I
And
tried.
You go right in there and you don't think about it when you're building them.
I tried. Just guessed wrong. The most important thing is to get that needle valve right there on that
Yeah.
curve.
Yeah, that's the best thing.
Yeah.
Those don't normally ever come out right.
Did you mail in your Brodak entry already?
You got until like the second of next month or something like that. I gotta do something about motel rooms too. I'm half scared.
It's $100 a night. Don't do it. We'll just sleep there on the campground.
Well, it's always been over $100 a night.
No, it hasn't. It costs $140 a piece for both of us. Okay?
Or it was $70 some dollars, $78 or something like that a night, I think.
I mean, if it's ridiculous, we'll camp. Or I'll, I don't want to pay no.
I'm not gonna drive back and forth because it costs you more to drive back and forth.
Yeah, especially now.
You know, $4.20 a gallon of gas or 10 cents or whatever it'll be by then, it'll probably be $4.50.
Most I ever paid going to the Nats is $5.25. That was during the year of 9/11.
Yeah, I remember that. I paid that too. And we couldn't understand why, some contests would get people and other contests just wouldn't get people. And we thought, well, maybe it's the gas prices. No, it wasn't gas prices. Back when I started flying contests, there was a contest every single weekend. I mean, you could go to Akron, Cleveland, Indianapolis, Dayton, Cincinnati. You could go all over the doggone place in the In the tri-state area, you could have a different contest every weekend and never hit the same one twice.
Okay, break the scale out. Okay, guys, get your guesses in. What does it weigh? How much weight did I put on it by putting that extra clear on there? Sure will be nice when I polish it, though. It looks good. Ready?
Zero. Zero. Make sure this balance, nice.
1559.
$15.59 divided by 28.34, which I found out was the really correct number, equals 55.01.
55 ounces. 55 ounces. So I lost 2 ounces in the refinish.
Can't beat that. Can't beat that with a big stick.
Definitely Billy weight. Finally.
How many years?
Yeah, a bunch.
$55, final weight.
Really?
2 ounces lighter than it was before.
Really? That much?
Yeah. 2 and a little bit.
Yeah.
It was 57.3 or something like that.
Yeah. And it'll gas off. It'll be under 50. It'll be 54.9 or whatever.
Yeah, maybe. Basically, it's 55. So
Yeah.
It won't gas off enough to hardly weigh it now, because most of the gassing off's already done. If it's done bagging out, it's gassed off.
What plug for an OSLA? I use Thunderbolt. Jim Lynch says 50. His guess was 57 ounces. It looks like my Ringmaster finish is 6.5 ounces. I'm learning. Yeah, we got a 5 ounce finish on this.
Yeah, who'd have thought? Who'd have thought? You know, a 60-inch wingspan airplane to have a 5-point-something ounce finish on it.
That's respectable.
Who would ever thought? I would have never guessed we'd do that in a million freaking years. Especially on a refinish job, because they're notorious for coming out an ounce heavier than what you originally were. Just because you can't sand it, all the dope off of them, it sinks into the wood. So all I can say is that between them landing gear covers and those, you save pretty much that weight right there.
2 ounces, yeah.
And I know what you did after this airplane got stripped, and you sanded a 32nd of the thickness of wood off of it, because that was all 3/32 wood that this airplane was built out of. And I know as much as you sanded on it, you sanded that wood thinner.
It had to, yeah.
And so, I mean, you saved a little bit there. You probably couldn't measured it on the scale, but I mean, you saved something. These grains, and you don't think about it, and most people really don't think about this, but every grain that you can save on each individual part adds up over the whole thing. It doesn't seem like a grain is nothing. A grain is a blade of grass, you know. But you do 100 or 1,000 little blades of grass, and it makes a difference.
I'm very happy. I'm very pleased with the outcome.
You had exceptional wood on that thing to begin with, so, yeah. I mean, that's where it's all at.
Okay. And when I start sanding, flattening, and polishing, this thing will be a jewel, because there's plenty of clear on it. I mean, it's shiny now. Well, there's not plenty of clear on it. There's ample.
There's ample. There's enough on there that you still have to be careful of burning it, but
Yeah, I won't be sanding it with a disc sander or anything.
you know, you could probably almost get by with just going straight to the buffing compound on that.
I'll sand it with 5,000. I'll stop by and get me a sheet of 5,000 and sand it out.
I wish they'd make those things in like a foot square piece instead of a 6 by 10
Yeah,
for $10.
it's ridiculous the price of it. All right, guys, that is the wrap. I think I'm going to call it a day, head on home, check back later. Well, tonight is Charles's night, so we got 20 likes on the deal, so that was good.
Cool. How many guesses on the weight?
We had missed the show, but we'll rewatch later. Congrats on the weight. Jim's 56 from Alan, 57 from Jim, 56.6 from Steve Berry, and that's it. So we had 3 guesses, and they were all too heavy. That still ain't my 50-ounce Viper, though.
And everybody sat here and got to see it from the ground up. They got to see the finish. So if you look back through the tapes, you can see exactly what was done. There was nothing done off the screen that saved any weight, or there was nothing done off screen. It was all taped.
Yeah, but you can't do a 6-ounce finish on a big airplane. The hell I can't.
Right there's a 5.5 ounce finish. We'll just save that and just round it off.
If you wanted a super job, you could sand it again and re-clear another 2 coats. I don't think I want to sacrifice the weight.
It's not going to help you.
No, it is what it is.
The lighter airplane, better handling airplane would help you more than the extra point.
Not going to get an extra point.
I'm talking about if you went ahead, put 2 or 3 more coats of clear on it, and jacked it up there at 66, 68 ounces or whatever, it's not going to help you.
It'll be ruined. 60 ounces.
For 1 point?
Yes.
Well, make up the point in flying better, you know. Grease that landing in and grease that takeoff. And there you got 2 easy points right there. That's 2 points or more.
When you said it's your balance is nice, it balances nice because it's light.
Yeah, you can't have a 4 ounce stab back there or something like that, and that nose movement and that engine setup and all that, and have it balanced without putting 2 ounces of lead in the nose or 3.
Well, see, the CG is far forward on this airplane. That gives you better directional stability, but the weight is down so that it'll give you the corner. And the weight is off the nose. I mean, I got the lightest parts in the nose you can get. The CAS tank, the spinner, the prop.
APC Super Tiger, I mean,
You're not going to get any lighter on the nose. Not with a 60.
that we could. We could pare a little bit off of it if we want to do some machining to it, but
What are you going to get? Nothing?
all you're going to do is machine the head. That's about all you can machine to take any weight off of it. And you're really not going to be a significant amount of weight. A tenth of an ounce. How much did you save on one of the PAs with the magnesium or titanium or
Half
whatever
ounce.
they were, half an ounce?
Yeah. But they don't run as good with that mag head on there. And the mag drive washer splits, and the back plate doesn't seal as well because it's magnesium soft. It pulls the ears down. That's why I ended up giving those mag parts to Chris Rudd. I don't know whatever happened to him. I guess life got in the way.
Got married, didn't he?
Huh?
Got married, didn't he?
Yep. Life got in the way.
Didn't he take pilot's training and stuff?
Oh yeah, he got a pilot's license.
I mean, a commercial license?
No.
I thought he got trying to get commercial license.
Only commercial pilot I know is Chris McMillan. Well, that's not true either. Them guys.
Brady was a commercial pilot.
Williams. That one guy flies the space shuttle. Piggyback on a 747. The guy who met Frank Williams.
Frank Williams. Yeah, we got a few guys in the hobby that are famous.
Yeah, Brett Buck, the spaceman. Let me put this in the car. All right, that's going to do it till later. Fair winds, tight lines, and of course,
Enough said.
see ya. I gotta go to the bathroom.